But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo. He's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
How is Crawford, his composure, going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
But
the,
weight classes,
he's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know.
Fighters explain why Canelo Alvarez is expected to dominate Terence Crawford. Boxing legend Mike Tyson isn't convinced by this matchup, expressing serious doubts about Crawford's chances. He believes it's not in Crawford's best interest and warns that facing Canelo might end badly for him. Given Canelo's size, power, and relentless pressure, Tyson views this as a dangerous challenge that could overwhelm Crawford.
Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. He just say he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
Yes, I don't know. Yes, when we used to having money, I say, when I had one, you know, you're not accustomed to that shit, man.
Yeah, but not everybody's Mike Tyson. You're very generous. You're a genuine, nice person. Tillman told me that one time you lent him his car, he kept it for like 3 months or something.
I don't know, baby, shit. Listen, if you have money and you can't help nobody with it, what's the purpose of having?
David Benavidez views Canelo Alvarez as a source of motivation. He sees the upcoming fight between Canelo and Crawford as a commendable matchup. Benavidez's respect for Canelo's skills and accomplishments in the ring highlights his positive perspective on the bout.
Like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question over here. Do you use that for motivation at all? Like Canelo's like, you know.
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
Ryan Garcia emphasizes Canelo's physical advantages, pointing to his strength, size, and power. He argues that these attributes give Canelo a clear edge over Crawford, who is moving up in weight. Garcia believes the significant weight difference could be a major challenge for Crawford, making it tough to handle Canelo's physicality.
It's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. See, Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
Last question, Ali. He said Tiafimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and the
I heard
winners
that.
would fight each other. Is
I
that what you were told?
I didn't know that, but I'm
What do you
down.
think of that?
I don't care. Let's do it. I wanted to fight Tiafimo too.
Last one. I gotta do this. I agree with you that there's just like there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there's be more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about no lot?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, it might sue.
Sean Porter has expressed concern about how Crawford will handle Canelo's punching power. Given Canelo's reputation for heavy shots, Porter questions Crawford's ability to withstand such force, especially with the jump in weight classes. This concern reflects broader doubts about Crawford's ability to endure the physical demands of facing a naturally bigger opponent.
Say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know what I mean? So
Mikey Garcia predicts that Canelo will win the fight due to his size and power advantages. He believes these factors will be crucial in determining the outcome, with Canelo's physicality serving as a decisive element in the matchup.
I'm not a fan of that fight. There are too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, you know, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he has some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Yeah. Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160. Yeah. Canelo ain't gonna come down, you know, maybe 166 max if he accepts. Yeah. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, you know, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish. From 140, 147, now 154. That's even great for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154. He can attempt that, but there's no money in that compared to a Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and you know, at that point, it's more of a big fight, you know, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Benavidez or Bivol again. Yeah. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again, and challenge himself against those guys. Against those guys. Not a smaller guy moving up.
Roy Jones Jr. has praised Canelo's abilities and acknowledges Crawford's desire to test himself against the best. He suggests that if Crawford fails to overcome Canelo, it could mark a significant turning point in his career, given Canelo's status as one of the sport's top fighters.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, you know, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, you know, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What do you got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez nigga. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I can go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win.
Robert Garcia has analyzed the fight and leans toward a Canelo victory. While specific details of his breakdown aren't provided, his view aligns with the majority opinion favoring Canelo, likely due to size, power, and experience at higher weight classes. Garcia also believes that if Terence Crawford takes the fight, it will be for the massive payday. He feels Crawford has already accomplished enough and doesn't need to fight anymore, having secured his future and living responsibly. However, if the fight happens, Garcia sees Crawford putting up a competitive 6 to 8 rounds before Canelo takes over. He acknowledges Crawford's skill and strength but believes Canelo's power and size will eventually overwhelm him, with Canelo dominating in the later rounds.
Robert, what's the smart bet on Crawford-Canelo? Canelo by knockout or Canelo by decision?
Crawford by decision. And you have to bet?
Yes.
I say Canelo by decision. Crawford by decision. No, but you say Canelo by knockout or Canelo?
Yeah, no, because I'm saying that's what's going to happen. Canelo's going to beat him. But which one?
I don't know, man. Crawford is fucking gangster. I've always been saying, you know, I think Canelo at the end, you know, obviously his strength, his weight,
experience
probably takes over. But I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford just fucking boxes and fights smart and beats him.
He's probably gonna be 40-1 underdog or something crazy like that, right? It's not gonna be close.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
3 weight class?
Maybe 3-4-1. ¿No crees?
Nah.
It's not gonna be that big of a difference. No.
When you pick the knockout? No, when you pick the knockout?
You pick a knockout. But if it's just
who wins straight out?
I think it's gonna be maybe 3-1, 4-1. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 2-1. Maybe 2-1.
I don't think so. So they finally announced Ryu's fight, Gary Russell. What do you think? Not easy fight. No easy fights at this level. It's gonna be. Finally, you guys will be the first time you ever go in a Tank fight, right? To work a corner.
We're gonna corner a Tank's fight.
It's Tank's the main event.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has expressed skepticism about Crawford's chances against Canelo, citing the significant weight difference as a major concern. He finds it remarkable that Crawford is taking on such a challenge, suggesting that the physical disparity may be too much to overcome.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight. Trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running.
Yeah.
But he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has lauded Canelo, describing him as one of the top boxers of this era and a great fighter. While he hasn't directly commented on the fight's outcome, Davis's admiration highlights the respect Canelo commands within the boxing community.
Canelo is one of the top dogs in the sport as of right now, and he's a great fighter himself, so just having somebody like him to say I'm his favorite fighter is pretty touchy. I think I'm the face of boxing already. If we being real, I think I'm the face of boxing right now. I think that Canelo going out the door, all the top guys. Canelo probably the only one, but he's going out the doors.
Teddy Atlas praises Canelo, noting that he is bigger, stronger, and more powerful, and a unified champion with impressive accomplishments. Handling a fighter of his caliber is a major challenge. However, Atlas also raises the question of whether Canelo can deal with a smaller, faster, and more defensive opponent. Speed, agility, and movement could be key, especially as Canelo has shown signs of slowing down with age. His opponent's slick footwork and defensive skills might pose problems. While both fighters are aging, their styles and strengths will ultimately shape the outcome, with experience, strategy, and adaptability playing crucial roles.
Be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Medvedev, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Medvedev was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is, but who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith has weighed in on the matchup, acknowledging Crawford's skill but expressing concern about his ability to hurt Canelo. Smith feels that if Crawford can't land impactful punches, Canelo will apply relentless pressure and capitalize on his power advantage.
But to me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, You can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
I
up
think it was
Robinson, Mayweather?
he and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas when the UFC event was at the Sphere. It's a fight he wants desperately. He wants badly. He says it's a legacy fight. He thinks about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and others moving up in weight. And he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult has expressed doubt about Crawford's ability to absorb Canelo's punches. He suggests the power disparity could be a key factor, with Crawford potentially struggling to withstand Canelo's heavy shots. Crawford's decision to move up 3 weight classes has raised concerns among boxing professionals, many of whom believe that skipping multiple divisions to face the top fighter at super middleweight is a risky move that could leave Crawford at a serious disadvantage due to the significant weight jump and its challenges.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence "Bud" Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But
Tim Bradley offers a more optimistic view. He acknowledges Canelo's size but believes Crawford's skills could allow him to prevail. Bradley suggests that Crawford's technical ability and strategic approach might offset the size difference, giving him a legitimate chance to win despite many opinions favoring Canelo.
It'll be 3 times, if you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Mm-hmm. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo, 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights, when he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness, but I mean he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
Alexander Usyk offers a different perspective. He acknowledges the widespread belief in Canelo's likely victory but argues that Crawford's intelligence and ring savvy could lead him to success. Usyk believes that despite Canelo's size, Crawford's smart fighting style gives him a real path to victory. The Canelo vs. Crawford fight is seen as a return to boxing's golden era, with fans and analysts excited for a matchup that recalls a time when top fighters faced each other regardless of weight class. This bout is being celebrated as a throwback to an era where skill and courage defined the sport, generating widespread enthusiasm.
A fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terence, it's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo?
Yes, what? Terence win. But listen. Terence is different man. Terence work in 2 stойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
switch hitter.
Yes.
He's a switch hitter. Yes.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very smart. But feel distance and plays.
Adjustments.
Spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking, exactly.
But, Canelo big. Yeah, Canelo too. It's a good boxer. But I say
Wow.
Keyshawn Davis shared his thoughts on the fight, stating that Canelo had his time and possessed the ability to adapt to any style, which contributed to his greatness. Davis's comments highlight Canelo's versatility and experience, suggesting these attributes make him a formidable opponent for Crawford. While many focus on Canelo's size and power advantages, others emphasize Crawford's skill and intelligence as potential equalizers.
Greatest. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, it was Floyd. And then it's gonna be Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what's on the line with that fight, right? Canelo and Terence is whose era is it? Yeah. Right?
Nah.
I think Canelo had his time.
Yeah, Canelo had his
our
time. Yeah.
Let's go submit our time.
Yeah, for sure.
What made Bomac such a great trainer?
He can adapt to any style, bro. Like, he can adapt to any style. First of all, DB3, we all got different styles. And he all been making this better in our own style. He got Troy Isley. Troy Isley's a different style. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, he got Avius Griffin. Avius Griffin a different style. Of course, y'all know Jamel Hearn and Terence Crawford. All different styles. And he make these fighters great. He can adapt to any style. You know what I'm saying?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.